Well, good evening. I'm KARE 11 meteorologist Belinda Jensen. Quite a storm moving through the area right now. As you can see, we basically have every kind of precipitation falling. Ice to our southwest, rain south of there, if you can believe it, and this heavy snow in the metro that is a crippling effect on, of course, traffic. We'll talk more about when this gap will come through, when things will lighten up for a while, and what we'll be dealing with as we move through the night and also through tomorrow morning.
Tonight, team coverage of this latest winter wallop, including who will get hit the hardest.
And I'm Jessica Hart, tracking road conditions in real time with the evening commute underway.
Then, our first look inside the new facility in Minneapolis, helping address kids' mental health and behavioral needs.
And the big names coming to town this summer for the Minnesota Yacht Club Festival.
KARE 11 News at 5 starts now.
As we come on the air, a massive winter storm is sweeping across Minnesota. You can see snow is creating a very slow and treacherous evening commute. A KARE 11 weather impact alert is in place right now, and it goes through tomorrow at noon. Your morning commute will likely look a lot like tonight's. We have already seen several crashes since the snow started around 1 o'clock this afternoon. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Julie Nelson.
And I'm Rena Sargentopoulos. Winter weather alerts are in effect for almost all of Minnesota, with the system bringing snow and rain and even some ice along with it. And some could even see blizzard conditions.
As always, what you'll see and how much snow you'll get depends on where you're at. We have live team coverage tonight, tracking conditions across the state. Jennifer Hoff is live north of the metro. Jessica Hart is in Mobile 11, keeping an eye on the roads. But let's begin with Belinda in the backyard with a closer look at this storm and its timing. Belle?
Well, hi, Julie. We have a snow globe going on in our backyard, probably your backyard as well. That weather impact alert, as you mentioned, does go through noon tomorrow. But we do think the snow is going to wrap up before sunrise tomorrow morning. But it will be very crusty tomorrow through noon. So that is why the impact does last until then. Of course, depending on where you are, there's rain falling, snow falling, or possibly that wintry mix. And the roads are really difficult. We'll get to that in just a moment with Lauren. But you also mentioned a lot of the state is affected. Basically every county, with the exception of the North Shore, is affected. This is the swath where the heaviest snow will fall when it's all said and done, 4 to 7 inches there. And then wrapped around it will be less, but we are thinking 3 to 6 is very likely here in the metro. It's already been snowing for at least 4 hours. And we also already, of course, have that snow piling up and really slowing things down. We do have a winter weather advisory south and west of us as well. So at present, we have some very heavy bands that are rotating around, and this storm is pivoting, and whenever it pivots, it almost like wringing out a rag. You really get that heavy downpour of snow, or that heavy capacity of snow, and that's exactly what's happening. And then, if you can believe it, we do have ice and rain also affecting areas to our south and west. So it is a mess. Here is the evening, and we will have a gap coming in probably after the 8 o'clock hour, where we'll have a little bit of a break, and then it will wrap up with more snow coming through and wrapping around with the back side of the storm system. And then, as we all know, it's going to get very cold starting basically tomorrow through the weekend as we bottom out behind the storm. In the meantime, here is your planner. As you can see, temperatures by 6 a.m. are down to 25, so some crusty conditions and, of course, ice that's left over from anything that is untreated. We'll be back with more details about the amounts.
All right, thank you, Belle. And as we mentioned, and we showed you on those traffic cameras, the snow is covering those roads right now, slowing down traffic big time. This is a live look at conditions from Mobile 11. We're going to hear from Jessica Hart about what she's seeing in just a moment. But first, Lauren Lemanchik has a broad view of the entire traffic situation. I'm guessing it's not great right now, Lauren.
Yeah, Rena, I could sum it up. It's bad.
Yeah,
traffic is
Back
bad. Let's take a look at the MnDOT map behind me. You can see roads all over the northern and western part of the state as well, going in here in the metro. Let's go back just a little bit there. They're all covered in snow. Anything that's in the pink there, you see, that is fully covered. Anything in the blue is partially covered. So here in the metro, we are covered with snow. Moving ahead now. Look at all of that red on the map. That's because there are crashes everywhere. There's also a lot of plows out on the roads, and that's creating issues as people are slowing down, as they should for those plows. Let's take a look, though, at some traffic cameras here, though. This is 169 at Minnetonka Boulevard. It's in the West Metro around Hopkins area. You can see how the traffic is crawling there. We can't get a full shot of the crash there, but a crash that is there, according to MnDOT, causing a 23-minute delay right now if you're heading heading northbound on 169 near Hopkins. Then if we head to a few other cameras here that you can see, this is Hemlock Lane at 94. All snow covered. That's up in the Maple Grove area. Earlier today, a lot of big crashes. We've had crashes popping up in Maple Grove all afternoon. Really slow up there. Finally, taking a look here in Brooklyn Center. That's 94 eastbound at Zane Avenue. There's also a big crash on 694 in Brooklyn Center, Brooklyn Park area, causing backups there. So really, there's nowhere that's good right now. West Metro and North Metro probably getting it the worst, but we're seeing crashes down in Burnsville, Bloomington, and then east in Oakdale as well. We'll be keeping an eye on that for you all evening, Julie.
Well done on traffic for us tonight. And in summation, it's bad.
It's bad.
It's real bad.
Don't go.
Thanks, Lauren. All right, Jessica Hart's out on the roads in Mobile 11 for us. Where are you, Jessica, and what are you seeing?
Hey, Julie, we are still traveling north on 169 heading toward Champlin, and things got good on this road for a little bit, and now they're completely snow covered. So let's take a look at what I'm seeing right now. You can't see the pavement really anywhere, and right now we've been going about 8 miles an hour. We're now down to 4 miles per hour. So that is how slow everybody is taking it out on the roads. We did get behind a couple of plows, which cleared things up for a bit, but then they took an exit and we were right back to this. And it was a good thing those plows were out, because at times on 169, this is a 2 lanes, right? We've seen at least 4 cars at some points across this interstate. So it was really helpful for those plows to get out to clear the roadways, because people are just having a tough time seeing. And just with the amount of snow that we're expecting to get, MnDOT is asking drivers to be patient.
But it takes time to do everything we do at MnDOT. It takes time to get to every lane of roadway. It takes time to put down material. It takes time for that material to work. And then, you know, as the snow keeps falling down, we're just adding more and more into the equation.
That was Ann Meyer. She's a spokesperson for the Minnesota Department of Transportation. She says the good news is that it's warm enough for the plows to salt and brine. She says crews are working 12-hour shifts to make sure the roads are clear, and plows will be out overnight and into tomorrow afternoon to try and get these roads cleared up. Back to you.
And as always, those side roads are a real mess today, so take it slow. Thanks, Jessica.
Well, as we have mentioned, the further north you go from the Twin Cities, the harder the snow gets. Jennifer Hoff joins us now live with more on the impacts there. Where are you, by the way, Jennifer?
We pulled off near Brooklyn Park, 85th and 252. It was much easier taking those side streets than, say, 694, which was stopped. But I want you to meet my friend Vicky. She's at the gas station here. Yeah, people are trying to get in here to clean off their car, because that's exactly what you've been doing. You
got gas.
You braved the ride from the airport. Tell me what that was like.
Oh, it was like 5 to 10 miles an hour most of the way.
And it took you how long?
2 hours.
Man, that's something.
Brooklyn Park,
What was the drive like? And you also had some really great advice for people out on the roads.
Oh, it's slippery out there, and it is very slow, and people in front of you, you know, people need to move over to other lanes. It is what it is. It's okay. They need to do that, because you probably have to do that.
Yeah.
But the biggie is keep the tires of the car in front of you in view, because that way you might not get sandwiched if somebody slams into your rear end.
You heard it here first, folks, from my friend Vicky, who stayed to do this interview. Thank you. She lives about a half-mile away. Get home safe. Thank you very much.
You guys stay safe.
Thank you, Vicky. You heard it here first, folks. Stay safe out there. We are going to try to head north even further here tonight, as that is the part of the metro that's supposed to get the most snow. But really, as you've seen tonight, I think it's just about everywhere right now. Back to you guys.
Yes, you stay safe out there too, guys. We appreciate it. And Vicky, we appreciate you so very much. Good advice. All right, because of the wintry mess, we of course have received dozens of alerts for early school closings and canceled evening activities. You may see those scrolling at the bottom of your screen. You can also find them on our website as well. Of course, stay with KARE 11 as the system moves through, and we'll update you throughout the newscast, again at 6 and at 10 as you're making your plans for tomorrow. You can always get the latest weather updates anytime on KARE 11 Plus. Just download our app for your TV, scroll over to Weather Impact 24/7, and you can stream there for free.
In other news tonight, a recent KARE 11 story received a lot of national attention after a Hennepin County judge overturned a jury's guilty verdict in a home health care Medicaid fraud case. Lou Raguse has continued digging into that issue and found a number of related judges' decisions connected to that case. Lou?
Julie, the jurors in the trial of Abdi Fattah Yusuf told me the evidence was clear that he was guilty, but the judge in the case overturned that verdict. It stems from an alleged $7.2 million home health care scam run by Yusuf's business Promise Health. I have since then found court records showing that another judge dismissed charges against Yusuf's wife before her case reached trial, and a third judge dismissed charges against a co-defendant before trial. The order in that case by Judge Hillary Caligiuri described the allegations as administrative violations rather than crimes.
The district court judge has the responsibility to assess the facts in the light most favorable to the prosecution and decide, is there enough to even have the case go forward?
That was our legal analyst, Paul Young there. Judge Caligiuri was extremely critical of the prosecution's case. Now, Judge Sarah West, who threw out the jury verdict in the Yusuf case, was relying on a legal standard for cases that include mostly circumstantial evidence. I'm going to be diving more into that coming up at 6:30.
All right, so many more questions there. Tune in at 6:30. Thank you, Lou.
Well, tonight we are getting our first look at the new Youth Stabilization Center in Minneapolis. It is designed to serve kids with complex mental health and behavioral needs and address barriers in the state's human services and juvenile justice systems. Ian Russell takes a look inside.
Specifically designed for the population that we're trying to serve.
Inside the Hennepin County Behavioral Health Center.
This room is ADA compliant.
A moment of quiet.
Reflect what one might experience if they were at home with their family.
A place to fill a gap that county officials say is desperately needed.
We want to have young people not in a residential facility, but really at home and back in school, bringing in the supports into their homes.
This Youth Stabilization Center comes after years of KARE 11 investigations into inadequate bed space for kids accused of violence but who can't be held in jail.
Youth that have very complex needs that the system has no viable solution to bring them treatment services as soon as the young person needs those services.
These two pods, called neighborhoods, house 13 kids between 8 and 17. This facility near downtown Minneapolis is meant for short-term stays of 30 days or less.
A program here that puts the youth and the family in the middle of the service from the beginning.
The environment is meant to feel home-like. Each kid has their own room and there's spaces for activity, therapy, and education.
If we can get all the systems stabilized, calm, and supportive, then we can more accurately look at what are the long-term needs of that youth. And sometimes it looks different.
Here's the second sensory room.
It's a calm. Those here hope continues.
Calm the young person down and give all of us a really thorough understanding around what the needs of this young person and their family are.
The goal is to fully have this open in the next few weeks, and Hennepin County caseworkers have already identified kids they say would be a good fit for this program. In Minneapolis, I'm Ian Russell, KARE 11 News.
Still ahead here at 5 with all the snow. Maybe you want to think about summer. Some big names just announced for the Yacht Club Festival in St. Paul.
And as we had to break, let's take another live look out at the roads tonight with that heavy, heavy snow coming down hard, right in time for the evening commute. You're looking at 94 and Zane Avenue near Brooklyn Center. We'll be right back with your full forecast in a few minutes.